Okay, folks, we're gonna get started. I hope everyone's excited. Please have a seat. We're going to start our stakeholders meeting for today, July the 11th. It's a lucky number. I like the number 11. So I just want to make sure folks in the registration are done. We're seeing some folks register. And today's meeting is a special meeting. It's going to be focused on strategic planning. So I'm going to invite my fellow co-chair, Gail, to join us up in the front. So we're going to get started right now. Okay. Okay, my friends. So my name is Waleed Kogali Ali, and I'm one of the resident co-chairs of the Regent Park Stakeholder Stable. So welcome to our meeting today. I'm going to ask my co-chair, Gail, to quickly come and introduce themselves.
Hi, folks. My name is Gail. I'm a resident representing the RPNA as the SDP market co-chair until September. Temporary.
Thank you, Gail. Okay, so now we're going to get started. So first of all, I'm going to let everyone know we have prizes to give away. We're going to have a quiz today. So if you pay attention, you're going to win something today, okay? So every word matters. So I want you to pay full attention at our meeting today. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to do a quick land acknowledgement, and then we're going to get started. But before I get into the agenda, let me do the land acknowledgement, and then, okay? So I just want to acknowledge that we're all treaty peoples, including those who came here as settlers, as migrants, either in this generation or in generations past, and those of us who came here involuntarily, particularly those brought to these lands as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and slavery, and we pay tribute to those ancestors of African origin and descent. And I just want to mention that, as allies, we need to be aware of our commitment to indigenous reconciliation, and it's our personal responsibility to take action in whatever ways we can, whether it's personal or at work or whether we're in the community, to be allies in this important work, okay? So I'm gonna quickly go through the agenda. So we're going to quickly talk about the purpose of today's meeting. We're going to have some warm-up questions for the whole group. We're going to review the SDP structure, and that is going to be also brought forward by the Evaluations and Benchmark Committee of the SDP. We're going to take a break and grab some food, okay? Then we're going to have an amazing interactive exercise. We're going to have a breakout group discussion to reflect on our collective priorities as stakeholders of the Regent Park Social Development Plan. And then we're going to have some closing statements. So let's move on to the first item. So some warm-up questions. So Gail, I know, has offered a wonderful prize, so we'll go with that prize first, and then we're gonna have 3 questions, so 3 prizes in total, okay? So for the first prize, and this is thanks to the amazing company that Gail is in charge of, Zero Cocktail. So please check them out check that company out on Instagram, and hopefully be a customer. The first question, very simple question: what is the goal of the Regent Park Social Development Plan? What is the goal? What is the goal? Okay, we have someone. Go ahead, my friend. You're close, but that's not it. I want the exact wording. Come on, my friends. What is the goal of the Regent Park Social Development Plan? Community building is one of the working groups, Ali. That's a good response, but that's not it. It's a simple sentence. Okay, go ahead in the back. Yes, funding is important. That's true. And actually, the Regent Park Social Development Plan receives $500,000 a year from the City of Toronto to achieve a goal. What's that goal? Again. Okay, go ahead. That's what we are right now, but that's not the goal. But you're getting there. You're getting close, Ilona. Community, yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. Go ahead. Yes, that's part of the answer, but that's not the answer. Okay, I'm gonna give you some hints to make it easy. Okay, we got an answer. We got someone there with a. Go ahead.
Social inclusion and social cohesion.
Come here. Come up in the front. Come up in the front, my friend. I want you to say to everybody. Wonderful community leader. Go ahead.
My name is Mary Ann. I represent the Filipinos in Regent Park Community Group, and the goal of the Social Development Plan is for social inclusion and social cohesion.
Congratulations! That is the goal. So I want you to walk away remembering that, because that is what we're trying to achieve. Social cohesion and, let's say it together, social cohesion and, okay. So what does social cohesion mean? Social cohesion means we understand that Regent Park was established as a social housing community, right? But because of redevelopment, we've now become a mixed community. So our goal is to bring together market residents and Toronto community housing tenants together. Social cohesion and inclusion is simply the goal to make sure that everyone is welcome. No matter what your background is, no matter what your socioeconomic class is, no matter what your abilities are, you deserve to be able to contribute to your community and feel welcome and included. Okay, so those are the goals of the Social Development Plan. Okay, so Marianne, congratulations. You are our first winner for today's raffle. Okay? Okay, now I'm gonna ask the second question, and then I'm gonna leave the last question to the end. Okay? So for people who wanna stick around, they're gonna get that prize. Yeah. Gail, do you wanna tell us? You sponsor the prize, Gail. I'd love for you to do it. Go ahead, Gail.
A gift certificate for two for a cocktail class for kids in August. The class is being run by Chef Ayo, who is a kids chef.
Amazing. Amazing. It's a wonderful prize. Okay, the next prize is going to be it's coming from the Regent Park Neighborhood Association, and I will present it to the person who answers this correctly. I'm gonna make it very, very simple. How many working groups do we have within the Social Development Plan? How many working groups? And can you please name at least two? At least two. Okay, Ali, go ahead. We have four. Name two. Community building and safety. Congratulations, Ali. Thank you. Okay. So you see, we have an understanding of the Social Development Plan. So that's great. Thank you, Ali. I'm going to give you a prize during our break. Okay. We're now going to move on to the next piece.
The other two working groups.
Okay, that's an excellent question, Adonis. The two other working groups are, who wants to answer that?
Communication and EED.
Woo! I should get you a prize too. Okay, so we'll see if we can make that happen. Communications and the Employment and Economic Development Working Group. So EED, well said. Thank you so much. Okay, and communications. Yes, Ali. So the purpose of today's meeting is an opportunity to gain feedback on how your participation could be more effective to the strategic development plan. So this is an opportunity for you to share your ideas. You're going to inform the next iteration or the next version of the social development plan. Okay? So your input's going to be so important. Okay, so I'm going to invite Gail to quickly talk about this important pieces, and then we're going to move on to some activities, hopefully. So, Gail?
Good evening again, everybody. And I think the fact that we maybe struggled a bit with what is the goal of the SDP is a good reason for us to talk a little bit about what that is as we go into the activity around planning. So the Regent Park Social Development Plan, as you know it, the SDP, aims to create a socially inclusive and cohesive community where everyone feels they belong. The plan focuses on 4 areas: safety, employment and economic development, community building, and communication. Each area has a dedicated working group responsible for developing and implementing action plans with resident engagement. The SDP stakeholders table, which is you, oversees the progress, creates work plans, sources resources, supports working groups, and allocates funds. It includes resident groups. A typical example of a resident group would be the women's group. Agency staff, typical example could be YSM, and representatives from various community organizations. Community organizations could be the church in Regent Park, and also our city departments, which would be the City of Toronto. So there is that graph, and the first part of this graph is community. The community is integral to the SDP's success, participating in consultations, providing feedback, and holding the SDP accountable. Key committees within the SDP structure include planning, funding, terms of reference, and evaluations and benchmark. Community participation is vital to the success of the SDP. Residents are encouraged to engage at every stage of the process, providing input and feedback on actions, plans, and initiatives. This involvement ensures that the SDP remains responsive to the community's needs and priorities. Key community groups include the Regent Park Neighborhood Association, also called the RPNA, tenant councils, and market resident groups. A market resident is not only a condo dweller. It can also be townhouses and those outside of that group. By actively participating in consultations, Waleed mentioned the consultation, for example, on July the 16th, and holding the SDP accountable, the community helps to shape the direction and the impact of the development plan. There are several specialized committees that support the SDP's implementation and success. You have planning, which develops detailed plans for the SDPs, so for your initiatives, and ensures they align with the overall goals. We heard the goals: cohesion and inclusion. The funding committee identifies and secures financial resources to support the SDP's projects and activities. I think we just heard about something about $1 million, $500,000 every year. I think we need more, but I heard there's 26.8 million come in from community benefits. There's evaluation and benchmarks committee, which monitors and assesses the progress and the effectiveness of the SDP's initiatives, ensuring they meet established goals and standards. So these committees work collaboratively to ensure the SDP's initiatives are well planned, they're adequately funded, and they're effectively evaluated. Overall, the SDP seeks to foster a sense of belonging and improve the quality of life for all Regent Park residents. And that is the SDP structure. So evaluations are critical for understanding and addressing the needs of Regent Park residents. The 2020 report has been completed, 2023 report, sorry, has been completed and includes detailed summaries for each working group and the planning committee. The 2024 survey has launched. It features a streamlined process with a single survey link. It allows the user, so it allows you to save your progress, eliminating the need to complete it in one sitting. This means you can go back to it, after you had dinner. QR codes for the survey are posted around the room. Please scan to participate. This is so key to ensure your groups are taking meeting attendance because some groups are not doing so, and that limits the findings of the evaluations. Names are not necessary, but the record of the number of attendees distinguishing between market and TCHC residents and agency representatives. This information is essential for planning, reporting, and meeting the needs of the community. This work is not possible without you, the residents.
Thank you, Dewar. I hope you can hear me. Hello? Yep. Hello, hello. Hello, you're good? Okay, I hope you folks can hear us. And thanks to Regent Park Focus for the amazing team. Okay, my friends. So let me invite our two winners, Ali and my sister here. Let me come in the front. Ali, you're part of this amazing community, right? So I want to, you can have this mic, okay? So I want to present you a mug on behalf of the Regent Park Neighborhood Association for answering that question correctly. But I want you to tell us more about yourself, okay? And why did you come today? Why did you come to the stakeholders meeting today?
I've been a resident in Regent Park for many years, and I like this community, and I like to get involved in the activities of the Regent Park.
Amazing. And if there was something that you would like to see change in our community, what would you like to see improve for the better?
It to be more opportunity for the youth, and to be the community closer.
Getting closer?
More, yeah, and open
And open, okay.
to each other
To each other.
and to the others.
And to other communities. I like that. Isn't that amazing? Right? I like that, Ali.
Thank
so,
you.
Ali, thank you so much. And here's the amazing prize. Thank you so much. Enjoy your coffee. Okay, ready? Okay, welcome, sister. You are going to be a great public speaker. Okay, so introduce yourself to the rest of the community and tell us, why you like the Regent Park community, why did you come to this meeting, and what would you like to see change for the better in our community?
Okay. My name is Spectum. I live in Regent Park for like almost 8 years. One of the vendors in the community, part of the women group as well.
Amazing. Tell us more about the women's group.
Yeah,
They don't
we
know.
meet every week on Wednesdays. We eat food. We talk about important things for us as a woman and for the community as well.
Amazing. And what would you like to see change for the better in our community?
So for me, as an handmade artist and crafts, I would like to see spaces or studio available for artists to use.
Okay.
And yeah, I want to know what is the 2 million.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's going to.
Yes,
So
do.
we've been part of doing the surveys and participating in all the meetings, and we want to be part of that. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, I know. Dini's looking at the time. We're going to have a break for dinner, so that's why I'm trying to make sure our friends are set up. Dini's reminding me. Time. Thank you, Dini. So, just remind us, when did the women's group start? Was it 2 years ago? Or is it
yes,
almost 2 years ago?
2 years, yeah.
And is it still
It's still running.
It's still
yeah.
going, right? And do you see members of the women's group here as well? Are there other members?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah?
Afia. Yeah, Shasna is over there too.
Shazna, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so if
Murshida, she was part of the group as well. She was one of the coordinators. So yeah.
Marshida, say hi to everyone. Okay, Marshida was one of the amazing founding members, I hear, which is great. So if people want to join this group, how can they join the group?
Simple. Just follow the Hello Neighbor.
Okay, on the app.
Even though it's not that updated.
Okay.
Try to find. So yeah, look at the stickers, like the flyers around, and
Okay.
maybe ask questions.
Okay, and ask questions. So if you have any questions about the women's group, please come and talk to my friend here, right?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me present you with a gift. Enjoy your coffee.
Thank you.
Enjoy your coffee and tea and drinks. Okay, ready for the break?
Hi, everyone. My name's Adonis Huggins, and I'm part of the communications committee. So welcome. I'm glad to see everyone here today. We're just about to start dinner, and I got to remind you that when you registered, you should have got a ticket, a food ticket. That is your meal ticket. So without the meal ticket, you'll have to go and register. Make sure you're registered. Once you get your food, we're going to organize. What we'd like to do is go to the interactive part of the next session, which is around tables. So grab your food and sit around one of the tables that we have organized there, because it's not going to be up the front anymore. It's going to be all group facilitations at each of the tables. So there will be a note taker there, and we're just going to have discussions, fun questions, and to get your feedback about the SDP. So we want you to, get food, set up a table it could be any table that you want. Feel free. We got another table coming we're going to move those chairs, put another table there. So, and meet your neighbors. Say hi to your neighbors, introduce yourself, and enjoy.
Thank you, Adonis. So a quick reminder, we are filming this meeting. So if you do not want to be identified in any, filming, let Adonis know. Please let Adonis approach Adonis and just tell him, I don't want to be filmed, and we'll make sure to respect your privacy, okay? So I just want to remind everyone in the room. Next, I'm going to invite Michael to quickly talk about the amazing activity that we're going to start after dinner. So this is an opportunity for you to eat, get to know your neighbor, and then after you eat, stick around because we're going to do an important activity, which is a discussion on the strategic plan. So Michael, please join us and let us know what's going to happen.
Okay, so the strategic plan is to help us be more effective to review what we've been doing over the last few years and what we need to do in the next few years and how we can do it better and actually achieve more results. So in order to do this strategic plan, we've broken up the topics that need to be discussed into various topics. And we've had a few meetings so far, and there'll be a few more probably in September. And as a result of how the topics were broken out, there are 2 topics for today's meeting.
2 topics.
So we're going to be talking about these meetings themselves, the stakeholders table meetings. So what would people like to see at these meetings, and how could they be different? And the second topic is participation and decision-making in all of the working groups, this stakeholders table, the committees, all parts of the SDP, and how do you participate and how do you get involved in decision making. So those are the 2 topics that will happen at the tables. So it's about half an hour for the first topic and half an hour for the second topic. There's a bunch of questions. Some of them are just quick multiple choice questions that hopefully won't take too long. So the more of the significant questions will take about 8 to 10 minutes per question. So The first question, and this is an idea that Waleed had, is we're going to use that method that you've probably seen at some meetings and stuff, where we ask people to go into pairs. So we'll break down within each table into pairs. They'll talk to each other about the question, and then each person will tell the table what the other person said. So you may have seen that before, but this is an idea we want to use at least for one of the questions.
It's like speed dating.
Okay, so the first question that we'll be using that method on is, why do you come to stakeholders table meetings? So that's the introductory question that we'll do that way. Now after that, we've got the rest of the questions will be done in the whole table. So the facilitator will ask the question, everybody will say something about it, and the note taker will write it down. Okay? So the next question is a more sort of substantial question about these meetings, which is, how is your experience at the meetings and how can they be improved? Okay, so we'll have that question about these meetings. Then we have a question about the information you receive generally before, but I guess you can include also what you receive at the meeting. So there's an information package that goes out before the meetings. Now, we understand that not everybody might have received it, and sometimes you just hear about the meeting and come. So the first question is just simple question, and this is just one of those simple yes or no questions. Do you read it? Do you not read it? Do you sometimes read it? Or you don't receive anything in advance of the meeting? So we just want to, that one's really simple. Then we have the more of the discussion of that information. Is the information you receive useful, and what do you think should be in that information? So that's another one of the more substantial questions that the whole table will do. So at that point, you will have done the questions about the stakeholders table meetings. Then we go on to another 4 questions about participation in the SDP and decision making. So the first question is also just one of those quick multiple choice questions. It might take a little bit longer because there's a lot of answers, but all we want people to do is say yes or no, like stick up your hand for each one if the answer is yes, and then the note taker will just write down the number of people who said yes to each question. So you can still just go through it very quickly. It's not like super interesting. It's just a quick question to go through to find out where everybody is at. And the question is, what do you want to participate in? And then it lists out all the working groups, all the committees, events, capacity building and training, all these other different things you might want to be involved in within the SDP, similar to the stuff that was just talked about. And all you have to do is say yes to each one you're interested in, and the note taker will write down the number of people who are interested in each one. Hopefully that's not too long. There are a fair number of choices, but it's still, we just want yes or no to that. And you can answer for yes for more, as many of them as you want. We're just trying to find out where we can expect to see more people in the future to help with planning. So then you get into 2 questions about decision-making in the SDP, that these are the more substantial questions that will go around the table and all the answers will be written down. So the first question is, how are you affected by decision-making? Now, there are some examples written down, and the facilitator can repeat them if you want examples. So we have examples of decision-making. What is the time of a meeting going to be? What events do we want to hold? That's a decision. What funding requests do we want to put in to funders or the government or what do they call those things? Foundations, where you ask for money. Well, we'd have to make a decision that we want to apply for something, and we'd have to write up the application and decide what to say in the application. So those are all decisions. And in some cases, if we're really lucky, we even get to decide how the money is spent, if we really get good advantages out of the situation. That doesn't always happen. But that would also be a decision. And if we make procedures for our groups, that's a decision. And if we're writing a report, we have to decide what the report should say and agree on it. So that's a decision. And there could be other examples, but we just want to give you some examples of what making decisions is about. And then we have two questions about making decisions. One is, how are you affected by the decisions that the SDP makes? Is it going to matter to you? When do you get concerns about what we're going to decide at the SDP? What are your concerns? Why do these things affect you? The second question is, how do you want to participate in making those decisions? So, do you want to see reports in advance? Do you want to come to meetings? Do you want to, methods of being involved in decision makings that maybe we haven't thought of, or what you feel that you've been left out of, and what you want to be involved in. And those are the main questions, and then we just have a final question where if you have any questions about participating in the SDP, we'll try to find somebody here who can answer you, or we'll try to find that later. So we just get you at the end, you can ask a question about participating in the SDP. So that's the rundown of the list of things to do. So we got a variety of methods. Start with the pairs, then we have the whole table. We have some multiple choice, some give us your answer, open questions. So we have a couple of different methods, and then the one where you ask the questions at the end. So we have different methods going on throughout this. For each question has a particular way that we're going to do it.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for that overview. Thank you so much. So we're now going to have some dinner. Enjoy some dinner. We're going to take a break for about 20 minutes. We're going to reconvene at 6:20. So I just want to remind all our amazing facilitators, could you just put your hand up if you're a facilitator at today's meeting? We have some volunteer facilitators. We got two here. Who else? We got my friend Numan in the back. Miguel. Miguel forgot he's a facilitator. Okay. Who else is in the room who's helping facilitate? I'll be helping facilitate the table discussions. So have some food, get to know your neighbor, and at 6:20, please join a table so we can get your input. We can get your amazing thoughts and contributions on how we can improve the Regent Park Social Development Plan. Enjoy your dinner, everyone. We'll reconvene at 6:20. Thank you.
After the presentation, the stakeholders meeting, attendees eagerly grabbed the delicious food provided by the event. Once everyone had their meals, they moved to breakout tables set up for lively community discussions and feedback sessions about the Regent Park's social development plan. These tables were designed to encourage open dialogue and ensure that every voice was heard. Attendees were divided into smaller groups to facilitate more in-depth reflections on questions related to the SDP. This structure allowed for more focused conversations and gave everyone an opportunity to contribute their insights and ideas. The atmosphere was buzzing with enthusiasm as participants shared their thoughts, experiences, and suggestions for the future of Regent Park. The goal was to gather as much community input as possible to shape a plan that truly reflects the needs and aspirations of the residents of Regent Park.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please follow us on all our social media platforms, and for more information, please check out our website.